Hello. Hold on, I got to get to my screen where I can see.
Hello.
Oh, hello. I didn't know who had clicked on. I was on a different page and I couldn't see the screen. How are you, my friend?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I'm hoping, and I haven't gone back to look, that you're going to be one of my brave souls to post your ISA wallet from yesterday, because I'm thinking it was a pretty darn good ISA wallet for you.
It wasn't bad. Yeah. I think it was like $5.95. It was 11 cycles.
Is that all? Oh, you'll take it for 1 week's work. Yeah. Who's on the phone?
Exactly.
Jill, I called in today.
Okay. Hey, Jill. Hey, thanks for coming last night.
Oh, you're welcome.
So we had a sip and sample. Jill was supposed to have somebody, but she no-showed. I was supposed to have 4, and 2 no-showed, and the other was a husband-wife. And so we enrolled the wife last night on a pace setter, and the husband's going to jump on in 2 weeks. So, yay!
Yeah, very good.
Love it.
Yes.
I'm not sure who else is going to be logging on. So I'm going to post this. I need to Hootsuite it out, but I just listened to, besides listening to Chris Harder, just so you guys know, my new other favorite series of podcasts. It's called Team Success by Susan Sly. And today she interviewed the Dickerhoofs, which I don't know if you guys know who they are. They're ISA millionaires. They have my wall of motivational quotes that I love. Really great interview. So I'm going to probably Hootsuite that to go out on Friday or so. And I'll put it on Shooting Stars. But it is about events, and she's talking about how at NYKO they're going to announce another added piece to throw more money in our compensation plan. Yay. There's going to be a new app coming
More money?
More money. Bring it on, baby. And there's going to be a new product. There's going to be a new app to help coach our teams. So, of course, they did the whole, if you guys are serious about your business, get your butt in a seat at NYKO. So that's the start of it. But then they interview the Dickerhoofs, and it was a very interesting podcast. So I'll let you guys listen to it after I post it. But yay. So let's start first. What kind of victories do you two have?
Well, I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah. So I enrolled a new guy on Tuesday.
Yay!
So I was excited about that. He got started on Sunday. And the 11 cycles for Payday Monday was pretty awesome. And tomorrow I'm going to Lita's place to do a sip and sample, help her with a sip and sample in Richwood, West Virginia.
Excellent. I love that she took you up on that offer. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I hope she has a couple people there, and that'll be good.
Fantastic. I love that. Now, have you officially bought your NYKO ticket, or did you just register a hotel room?
I've officially bought my ticket to NYKO, and Lita has bought her ticket to NYKO.
Okay.
And I have a room reserved, but I haven't got my airline ticket yet.
Okay. And how many people are you wanting in a room? Are you wanting 4?
Maybe 3.
You're coming in and out.
Okay, I hear Randy talking, so hopefully 3 people in our room at the most. We had 4 last year, and it was awesome, but it's still really hard to get ready when it's 4 women.
Right. So the reason I'm asking is Jill, when she was over last night, I was asking her if she's going to go to NYKO, and she was like, I'm thinking about it, and I don't know who to stay with. And I'm like, well, I know Rhonda's going for sure. You may want to chat with Rhonda.
Yeah. In fact, Jill was the person that I would ask if she would like to.
Yay!
I think her and Lita and I would have a really good time.
So I'm going to challenge you, Miss Jill, to get your butt in the seat. And you officially have an invitation for a room at this point.
You have a place to
Okay.
stay. No excuses.
So what victory
Okay.
do you have to share with us, Jill?
Um, I don't know. I'm just a little stalled in my business. I don't know. I've got my new girl who is real excited still. I'm trying to see if she's interested in sharing with anyone. My one person that has shared and has some people on her team has been real negative lately and was like, I'm not even losing weight. I don't want to do this anymore. But then, like, she cycled twice when the seasonal catalog came out, so I'm like kind of excited about that. And I tagged her in the post because she doesn't even like really see the business side of it too much, but she did enroll like her mom and then like one other friend of ours is underneath her. So and she told me she was going to cleanse this week, and she sent me a post that said she was or a text that said it, and I like posted it and made a big deal about it, and then she's like broke it, and she's like, I didn't even last the whole day. So I'm really trying to like encourage her and get her excited again, but she's kind of, I'm like, I don't know what to do.
So would you like a piece of advice?
Yeah.
Well, first let me open up. What piece of advice would you give to her, Rhonda? Because I know you've been through this kind of journey with some of your leaders as well.
That's always a tough one, because you can give them all the advice, but they have to do it themselves at the end of the day. So I encourage them really to stay tuned in to HHP, find a partner to cleanse with. That's always a good thing. Maybe she broke the cleanse this time. Try it again the next time. Maybe she'll go one step further. Yeah.
And I would say dig down to her why. Like, bring them back to the pain. Why did she start in the first place? What did she feel? Hi and bye. Have fun,
Rhonda.
boys.
Bye, Randy. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you, dear.
That, I don't mean for it to sound cruel, but bring them back to pain. Why did they come to this in the first place? And do they want to ever go back to feeling, and remind them of their baby step victories that they've had? And kind of ask, do you want to go back to feeling this way? Like, what do you want? And really dig down into their why. That I think the more we come back to the why, in fact, one of the things on this podcast that I listen to, Susan Sly, I take notes. There's a ton of typos because I don't have my glasses on when I'm working out. But I've learned to use my notes in my phone so that I can at least make sense of it by the time I get home. One of her team members, like how we do a vision board once a year, she has a team member who does a vision board every 90 days. Like, she says, you can get so caught up, like Ice a Millionaire, or like this victory today of Lisa becoming platinum. For many of us, we can't even comprehend that yet. So for some people, it's the, I need to get my products paid for. It's, I need $500 a month for a car payment. It's, bring it to the baby steps. And so redo a vision plan every 90 days. And maybe 90 days is too much, maybe twice a year. But I really like that idea. So I'm going to put some serious thought into that, of how we're going to approach 2018. And I kind of like the idea of once a quarter, let's redo a completely new board. And one thing that she's really talked about is having this crystal executive map in front of you, that I think if we're going to do a 90-day board, a new board every 90 days, I want people putting that crystal executive map on their vision board and making that part of something they're looking at every day. And so, maybe help her create a vision board. What is she looking for? And that could be another avenue to go. Like, after you've dug out her why, then maybe create a vision board. And it doesn't even have to be business related. It could be in, her wanting to work out more, in fitting into different size clothes, into going to a 5K run. Like, help her see what she wants as a vision of health and wellness. And maybe that would spark something too.
Okay.
Okay, so what I was talking about on the Monday call, and I'm going to talk about on the Thursday call as well, is, hold on. Hey, Randy just left and Zoe's at the door. Hold on. and when I say this, I'm including me, that we in general, I think, get complacent, or we go through periods where we do it and we stop, and we do it and we stop, and we do it and we stop, is the looking for new connections. So the question I opened up to my Monday group was how and where, and I don't want it to ever come from the position of you're going to get people, that making true connections, learning new, what do they call it? New communities. What new communities are you finding? So I'll start with you, Rhonda. Where and how are you continually finding new friends and making small communities?
Shoo. That's always tough for me because, you know, I don't know. I haven't found any new communities lately, to be honest, but it's still just reaching out to the people I know a little bit better. Just trying to dig within the people that maybe I've already friended and working within that. But, you know, I'm in a band, so sometimes I'll meet people new when we go to a performance. I put them on Facebook. Brett and I went out to dinner the Friday before last, and I added 3 people after that dinner. One of them worked there, and 2 people I knew, but I wasn't Facebook friends with. So I added them in. So just continually maybe thinking about people to add in, but I haven't joined any new communities per se.
Okay, so I'm going to touch on that because that's exactly what I'm looking for. And so what I was telling the team is I've heard them talk from stage about find 5, either 5 new friends a week, 5 new friends a day, 5 new friends twice a week. I will tell you in Facebook rules, you don't want to friend more than 5 people a day or you go to Facebook jail. So come up with, what am I going to do? Is it 5 people a week? Is it 5 people a day? Is it 2 people a day that you want to connect with? Now, the funny part is I am really, really bad about, say, a delivery man or the AT&T service guy coming and opening up a conversation. Randy is really good about connecting with them and somehow tying in Isagenix before they leave. And I'm always like, how'd you do that? That's just not in my nature. I'm better with people I currently know, but he literally will talk to people at the health club, our guy who delivers salt for our water softener, delivery guy for Isagenix. I'm like, really? Now I have to say his missing piece is we haven't had them follow through to do anything yet, but he's really good about creating those connections. So I would encourage you, and here's where I'm going to have you think out of the box. So let's use Facebook as your one platform. How can you find 5 new friends on Facebook? So interestingly enough, what Shelly was talking about is she just is having her office redone. Literally, they gutted it and they're having built-ins made and they've redone it. So everything has been in boxes. So she's undoing the boxes and she came across, she had saved all of the class lists from her kids when they were in grade school. So she's going back and finding parents on Facebook. Another thing is she used to, oh, Randy forgot his phone. Another thing is that he used to, Shelly used to own a store called Come and Dish, which is a freezer workshop meal place. She has all of her clients from Come and Dish that she can slowly start adding as well. And then she now took a board position at the church. So she's slowly starting to friend more of those, and it's just working through different things. Rhonda, I'm going to use you as the example. You guys just went to Brett's high school class reunion. I literally pulled out my yearbook one year and started going back and searching. Now it's kind of hard for the women because they may have not put their maiden name on their Facebook page, but you can go through that. You can say one of these new people that you met 2 weeks ago, you can click on their friends to see what mutual friends you have and be like, oh, I didn't know she was friends with her. I'm going to friend her. To really start branching out, because especially with Sip and Samples, I get to that point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm inviting the same people over and over again. Now I've also learned not to prejudge because I've had people like, oh my gosh, I've been following for years and yes, I'm ready. But I need that new blood. And so when we did the blood drive, ironically, I met 4 new neighbors who moved into our subdivision. A girl who I went to high school with, who I hadn't seen for 30 years, showed up out of the blue. And so those are the kind of opportunities where then I'm friending them on Facebook. Now, the girl from 30 years, she found about the blood drive from Facebook. But as she went to leave, she said, yeah, and one of these days I want to make your events. She was supposed to come last night. Something came up last minute and she had to cancel. But she's never commented on any of my Sip and Sample posts before. But it's that point of we need to keep finding new blood. So whether it's a high school yearbook, going back and looking at friends of friends, I am intentionally looking at a networking group. So I found one. What's really hard is they meet on Thursdays at 11:15, and I have Moms with Teens from 9:30 to 11:30, and their rule is you can't miss more than once a quarter or you're kicked out of that networking group, and you can't have a competing business. So I'm still trying to talk with them and figure out how to do it with them. We tried the chamber. The chamber was way too expensive with no return. But there's lots, like there's women in management, there's county groups, there's all kinds of networking groups. Kristen has said to me, I am not a person who enjoys networking groups. So she does more meetup groups online, where meetup groups are you have common interests. You know, you're a wine lover, you're a hiker, you're a zip liner, you're in a band. Like usually in those, you're not promoting your business, you're connecting with people, but hopefully they're going on to your page, seeing what you're all about. So the 2 things that I really talked about on yesterday, was continually keep looking for new connections, because I think we get stuck with stale connections. Jill, you're in a great platform. You're in front of people all day at the shoe store, you know, so you may find somebody that you really connect with. And I don't know if you've come up with a way to segue that, like, you know, hey, I really enjoyed talking to you. I find that we have a lot in common, or you're a really positive person. Do you want to be friends on Facebook? Like, I don't know if you're comfortable doing that in the store, but, you know, obviously you're in front of people a lot. Church, again, the friends of friends. I've done that occasionally where I'll go down and be like, oh, I didn't know they were friends. And then we have somebody where, like, I know the person and they're friends with them, but I'm not friends on Facebook. So then I'll friend them right away. I just did that with my hairstylist. Like, oh, I wonder who Kristen's friends are. And then I went and found some people and was like, go figure. So definitely the new perspective. Jill, do you have anything that I've missed, or how do you try and find new blood?
Yeah, I mean, I would say church, or I'm, you know, always like doing other like networking type parties. I really like the old, like when we were doing Tastefully Simple, like that kind of party. Like I'm having a LuLaRoe party and I'm like trying to meet other people that way. And then, yeah, I mean, through Famous, I'm always, you know, networking, mostly looking for people to work for me, but at the store. But yes, I can incorporate Isogenics. That'd be even better.
Right. Exactly. And if you ever do a LuLaRoe where you actually have it live and you try on clothes, let me know. Because I refuse to buy until I can at least try it. I'm one of those, I have to see, feel, touch it, and try it on before I'll buy it. And everybody I know, one of them are doing parties. And I'm like, come on, somebody's got to have a real party where they actually have the clothes. So FYI for that, if you ever do let me know.
I am this Friday.
Well, that's not going to help because I'm at UIA. I have UIA Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
But, and so here's kind of a funny thing. You'll laugh at this. So you guys know Kathy Blackmore, or at least Jill does. She was a past host of mine, used to run fantastic fundraisers for her daughter's softball team. And I'm talking like $2,500 fundraisers. She knows how to throw a fundraiser. And I went, even though I kind of needed something. It was always us, Pampered Chef, and then we'd have one other person. I needed a new wine opener, so I went to get the wine opener from Pampered Chef. But in all honesty, I have always loved Kathy, always wanted her on my team. I wanted her to see me because she hadn't seen me for a couple of years since I started my transformation. And not that I was out to get her, but I knew I could be a health lifeline to her because I knew Kathy wanted to lose weight. She used to talk about it at her Taste with Simple parties. And I thought, well, maybe if I get in front of her, it will inspire her to call me. And I'll be darned if that didn't happen. I went, bought some stuff from Tina from Taste with Simple, bought my wine opener from Pampered Chef. A week later, Kathy called and said, you looked fantastic. I'd really like to learn more about what you're doing. Wow, it worked. So sometimes it's having to step out and go to parties. If you're invited to a LuLaRoe or a candle party or something and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to go to see who you can connect with and who you can offer a lifeline to. The other thing that I talked about last night, did either of you guys listen to that video? And this was probably 2 months ago. It was a while ago when Alex Cowell did a thing on Facebook.
No.
Did you listen to it?
No.
Okay. So
No. Mm-mm.
Shelly and Kristen hadn't either, but I'm going to bring it to the Belief Builder page. So what was interesting is I started the call with, okay, we've heard training on how to use social media from Stage. We've heard Erica talk about it. What am I going to learn new? She took it through some different spins. One, she talked a lot about details. Details matter. So if you're posting a picture that's a little blurry or is not crisp, that reflects on your professionalism. If you're having typos, that speaks on your professionalism. And she then shows you medias that help. So that's how I learned about Typorama and WordSwag and how to do some other things. But then she also really goes into branding, and branding to the fact that look back at your vision board. What's your vision? And really speaking from a platform with your vision. So for me, and it's interesting because like Alex Cowell, Carly Kaufman, Susan Wheeler, they're really gifted writers. I am not a gifted writer. It takes me forever to come up with a post. But if you're not following Alex or Susan, I'm trying to think of who else writes really, really well. Like writes from the heart. Now she's still throwing transformation stuff and her shake stuff in there, but writing with vision, I guess is the way to say it. That she's not just posting to post, she's speaking from the heart of what she is trying to accomplish with her purpose and Isagenix. And it's that bringing value to other people, coming to them of how can I serve you, that really watch their posts because they're really gifted writers. And so I've been trying to do more of that yes, we want to offer a health lifeline, but it's about who are we attracting and what are we standing for? What are we speaking for? What are we valuing? What value are we offering to them? And so it was really taking what we're doing and taking it up another notch. And so I'm going to find that video and put it back up on Belief Builders. And again, if you're not following, gosh, who are the others that really write well from the heart? Those two come to mind immediately as Susan and Alex. Lori does a little bit, but I don't think Lori is as gifted of a writer as Alex is. So just kind of like, and I think you'll get the vibe if you go back to their page and look at some of their posts about what I'm talking about. And so for me, I grew up in a house that, and I think this was partially Catholic upbringing and partially my mom, that money was evil. If you were rich, they didn't do anything good with their money. They were just bragged about it. And it was unhealthy. Where hearing some of the sermons at church, the series they've been doing, and hearing Chris Harder talk and hearing Susan Sly talk has really, and especially Chris Harder's podcast, that it brings me to a different place. And they really have the platform of, if you're not the one earning a lot of money, then somebody who may not have as good of morals or ethics or beliefs or give back values as you do is earning it. And what are they doing to help the world? So why not you be the one to give back? Why not you be the one to make a change? And I'm not kidding. Like I tease Randy. I'm like, oh, I got to listen to my honey pie Chris Harder this morning. Like I literally listen to Chris at least twice a week and he'll say like one or two nuggets, but it's enough of a quote for me to create a post in my head, typically while I'm working out. So I'm doing this with lots of typos in my notes section while I'm on the treadmill. That whatever you feel gifted in, whether it's serving, whether it's offering health lifelines, whether it's time freedom, whether it's a new spin on money, a new spin on yourself and self-confidence, I think those are the platforms that we're going to attract more attention. Like, I still want us to be consistent with a couple transformations a week, but I think if we can speak from whatever platform moves us, I think it's going to create a whole new synergy and excitement level. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, are you following what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So really, I would encourage you, and I know both of you at different times listen to podcasts, stay engaged on those podcasts, find who speaks to you. For me, a lot of it is Chris Harder and Susan Sly. Those two really do a lot for me. So find whoever speaks to you. It could be Eric Worre. It could be David T.S. Wood. It could be whoever. Find a podcast. It could be the Isogenics podcast. Whoever really speaks to you. And when we put those links up, so when I put this one up of who did I say was doing it? Of Susan Sly interviewing the Dickerhoofs, they'll have their link there. And so the name of that series, so Chris Harder's series is For the Love of Money. You could literally Google For the Love of Money podcasts, and you could watch them in front of a computer. I do them when I work out. I know people do them when you're in the shower or putting makeup on or on a road trip. And then Susan Sly's is called Team Success. Her new series is called ISA Warrior Call. And so each week she has different episodes. So if you Google Team Success ISA Warrior Call, I'm sure they'll come up. And you can download them through iTunes or watch them on your computer. But I think that is going to be game-changing for our teams in creating that whole philosophy of I'm on a rocket ship, who wants to join me, who wants to come with me. I think when we speak from our platform of how we can serve and bring value to others, that's what's going to create a whole new insurgence of excitement. So that's my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. And obviously keep the transformations a couple days a week. And I will be totally breaking out of my comfort zone, going to UIA by myself, meaning no husband, no team members. I'm going to try and find Ann Barante because she's coming into town. So I'm a little nervous about this, but putting my big girl pants on. So hopefully we will do. Yeah, I hate role playing. So the whole fact that role playing with strangers for 3 days. So, but even Lisa, who hates role playing, says it is one of the best conferences you can go to. So that says a lot coming from her. You guys saw her promotion today?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when she was here last week, she had told us that she submitted and was waiting for the approval for platinum. And it was interesting, and I can't go into all the specifics because I don't remember all the details, but when you hit a certain level, when you hit a certain number, I think it's when you hit 350 cycles twice, you have the option to apply for platinum status. But when you hit it a certain number of times, like 6 times, they make you do it. So you get to a point where they'll force your hand and force you to go platinum. But up until then, when you get to a certain level, I think when you hit 7-star or 8-star, maybe 8-star, you get the choice if you want to go platinum or something like that. So I knew she had submitted the paperwork when she was here. She was just waiting for approval. So very exciting.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I don't even know.
You what?
I don't even know what that means.
So I'll tell you quickly what it means.
But it sounds really good.
So
Is
platinum.
they maxed out their business center?
So your left and your right leg, you've literally maxed it out at, and so here's an interesting part that she told me. By maxing out, what happens, I forget, what was the cycles? I think she cycled 200, I gotta think about this. I need a calculator. So 250 plus 36. So she cycled like 286 times, but they will only max pay you at 250 cycles. So she literally missed out twice on getting paid on 36 cycles. That until you go platinum. So what they do to go platinum, Jill, is they take your left and your right leg, combine them together, and that becomes your strong leg. So those two business centers of a right leg and a left leg become one business center. And she gets a new business center, which is her weak leg. So pretty much from now on out, she just needs to build this third leg. And this one is a super strong leg just going to town on its own. And she just needs to now add onto the right leg. So like Cepeda's, Jimmy Smith, and I think, what's her faces? Michael Klaus and Lynn Hagedorn. I think all three of those couples have maxed out a business center twice. So what happens is you get that third leg, and then when they max out that third leg, they give you another third leg. Like that combines with 1 and 2, and they give you a fourth leg. They've maxed it out twice. So the cool thing is you really did not max out our comp plan. And so she's the first one of Cindy or Erica or any of them to go platinum. So she officially, and so the cool thing is she waited and put Michelle, her daughter, as the first person on her new business center leg. So Michelle will reap the benefits of everybody coming in under her on the third leg.
That's cool.
So yeah, very cool. We can all do it. You know, as she said when she was here, we all had level ground. We all use the same products. We're all on the same comp plan. It's level ground. It's just people do it at different paces. And we just know what to do. And don't quit. So on that note, don't quit. Sign up for NYKO. And we will chat next Tuesday.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Bill, listen to your coach. Sign up for NYKO.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you girls later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.